Hello, welcome to the Martyr Show podcast. It can be found at martyrshow.com.
Can it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Apparently.
Apparently no.
Apparently, aye.
Like at first you were right on, now you're doubting yourself.
Always doubt myself.
I have that effect on people.
Makes me try harder.
Aye. What you been up to?
Not a lot. What about you?
We missed it on February, basically.
Oh, February's shite anyway.
It's the shortest month of the year, but
It's like Thursdays, it's just pish.
they had a leap year, and somebody posted this video on Facebook. It's this American lass, and she's like, what the fuck's the point in this leap year? Who invented the fucking leap year, and why can I not have 2 birthdays in April? And I was speaking to somebody and they were saying they were born on the 29th of February, and I was like, really? So what age are you? And they said they were 5. And so this lassie says, well bitch, what the fuck you doing in my class? You should be in kindergarten and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Lovely.
She must have been trolling.
So what happens when you're born the 29th of February? Do you get your presents or whatever on the 28th?
You have your
Or do
birthday
you
on
get
the
it on the 1st
28th,
of
aye.
March?
It counts on the 28th.
It does it?
Aye.
Really?
Aye, because it's
I
the
think it
last
should
day
be the
of
1st
February.
of March just to make sure.
But it's,
You don't want to give folk presents early, it's bad karma.
they've got a point, right? See, like, I know fucking she sounds stupid and ridiculous, but it is only a quarter day, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is it that the quarter day ends up in February?
I don't know.
Because it's like a quarter day or 4-year amounts to the whole thing.
It's obviously got something to do with the fucking cycle of the seasons or something.
Well, no, it's the Earth moves round about
The sun.
the Sun
Ah,
365 and a quarter times a year, so like it mounts up.
Oh, obviously over 4 years.
But it's no like it finishes moving round in February. It finishes moving round at the end of the calendar, I suppose, at the end of December. So why?
Does it though? See, I don't know if it does.
This is what happens when you steal your months for other civilizations.
I wish I just abolish months and
Should-
birthdays because I don't want to get any older than 25.
Get rid of months, right? And then it's just like the 300th in 2011.
I will just get rid of everything.
Just get
I
rid
read a
of everything.
book
It's
once.
Tuesday. It's
I
always
read a
Tuesday.
book once called The Birthday of the World, and every time a year went past, they would just be 1 year old again. It was like they just took each year as like 1 year and they didn't add the years on or anything. Really fucked up book, didn't finish it. But I like that, because see if we start that now, we can just say I'm 25 forever. Like once I hit 25.
But you can't
Because
just say
after
you're
25, it's all
forever.
downhill, man.
You can just say you're 25 forever.
Can I?
Like when people ask what age are you, they know. You could be like 24.
But
Right?
I'm 24.
Aye. But then see when your 25th birthday hits. Well, what age are you this year, Craig? 24.
It's going to get a bit like, hard to believe when I'm hitting 40 though.
Just dye your hair. Get that, what is it, Grecian 3000?
I have no idea. But you've obviously looked into it.
No, it's like, I had a ex-family member, I suppose now, used to use it. It's like shoe polish, basically, like that's how black it makes your hair look. Really black and shiny.
I don't want black shiny hair.
Well, you just shave it all off. That's what a lot of guys do when it starts to disappear.
Jason Statham.
Austin.
Lassies don't fancy Austin as much as they fancy Jason Statham.
I don't know, see, Statham must be like 50 now.
Oh, late 40s surely anyway.
But he doesn't, like the only film where he looked his age was The Bank Job. Because he actually grew
It's supposed to, isn't it?
the kind of bits at the side. Like the Blackfriars monk thing. Blackfriar wasn't a monk, was he?
I don't make me laugh. I'll not stop.
The anyway, I started writing for Inside Pulse. That's every Monday. And then I put up some music.
Anything else to say about that? Or
No,
that
put up every Monday. You can find
plugging
it
yourself?
Monday at 9 o'clock UK time. And I put up some music. And that was about it. For the last
On your blog?
Aye, on my site.
I never get an email.
I re-thingied the whole front page and stuff.
I never get emails. That is ridiculous.
Aye, like that's about it in terms of like physically doing things. I don't like to move a lot of the time.
Moving's overrated.
It is, like when you've got online, you can just order things and then they supposedly get delivered.
No, but you need to move sometimes when you're working out, or...
No, you need to move to the front door to collect the post.
Aye, but you need to exercise and stuff.
I think my ideal home
Oh
is
no, here we
one
go.
bedroom with an ensuite, right? And like basically a hotel room. And like
Well, a wee fridge in the corner.
a fridge and a chest
Iron
freezer.
food.
That's it. Fridge stocked with like butter and rolls and
Butter,
milk for my
iron
tea.
food. Some quavers sitting in the corner.
That's it. Like all I need for the hotel room. But in saying that, when I stayed at the hotel for my grandpa's funeral,
Oh, you only want to live in that
I did
hotel
not
room?
like that hotel room.
No.
No.
No, you don't want that. I wouldn't mind living in a flat.
And it's like, I like the American flats where it's like your kitchen and living room. Like,
Meld together.
they're one
Little
room.
plan. Aye.
And then like any doors after that are just a bedroom basically.
I actually saw a really, really nice flat. It was actually in Love Actually.
Right.
I can't remember the woman's name, but she's got like the retarded brother. He's like in the mental home and stuff like that.
Right.
And she's been in love with like the guy at her work for like 6 years or something. And they go back to her flat, and like a living room and kitchen and everything is like all open plan downstairs, and then there's just like stairs that lead up to like her bedroom, but the bedroom's like no closed off or anything. It's just got like a wee kind of balcony. I really like that for some reason. There's actually a nice flat here as well that if I can actually find a job, me and Heather are going to get a mortgage on. Hopefully.
I think you can really tell how much we've changed over the last 2-3 years that we started the podcast by speaking about like arse, and now we're speaking about owning property.
I know. We're growing up. But that's what 2 bottles of Budweiser does to you.
But
Was it? I don't even know if it was just 2.
the basically I ordered Goodfellas, right? Now, I've got Goodfellas on DVD.
And it's the 2 sides.
You've got to flip the film out halfway through.
So you get bored and watch it 5 months later.
No, you just watch the first half or the second half
Aye.
every single time. So finally I was like, right, I'm gonna buy the 2-disc special edition.
Right.
I bought the 2-disc special edition. When it came, it was the single disc edition that you had to turn out halfway through. And not only that, but do you remember when DVDs first came out? And it was a sort of like a cardboard case with just a plastic bit stuck to the cardboard for sticking the DVD to. Like that's what it was. It was like DVD number 1. So it was older than the version that I've got already. So I was like, right, you motherfucker.
Did you complain?
I was like, fucking go and fetch your shine box. You think this is fucking funny? I was not happy.
And you went and emailed them, obviously.
I did. I emailed them.
And they got back to you?
Either were like, no bother, somebody's fucked up, just send us it back and we'll send you the right in. Sent them it back. That was yesterday. So we'll see what happens.
Would this have been from Zover Stocks, by any chance?
Zover Stocks?
Yeah, on Play Trade. That's where I buy all my DVDs from.
No.
I've only made a mistake maybe twice, but they're like the best folk on Play. And see, when I've said they made a mistake, they've not sent me like the wrong thing, really. It's just that one of the cases turned up a bit bashed and whatever. That's not really their fault. And the coupling DVD box set I bought was only the first 3 series rather than the first 4. But they were selling it for like £6 or something anyway.
Right.
They're really, really good. So I would recommend anybody that's buying DVDs on Play to use Overstocks. They're amazing. I've bought about 200 DVDs off them in the last year and a half.
That's the thing, see the case, I'm not so worried about. Because often, like, if I buy something new, when it comes here, the wee bits inside it for holding on the disc, I've kind of broke off and stuff like that. Or the bottom corner's cracked, just due to, like, the postal service.
Aye.
So, I can always throw things in a different case. But it's the fact that it was the one disc, cardboard, and it was scratched. It was supposed to be new.
It was pissed you off.
Really? I was like...
I've only bought 2 things for Play that
Ever?
that have pissed me off. It was 2 books from World of Books, and they were meant to be like new.
Right.
And they came, and one of them's like got a ripped front cover, and the other one's got like some of the pages are coming out of it. I didn't send them back because they're thick books. You know, it would cost me more to send them back than I actually paid for them. So I'm not bothered, but I did give them negative feedback. And to be fair to them, they were like, oh, we're sorry, blah, 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 blah. Like, pick another book at the same value and we'll send it out to you. But I didn't bother. I don't know why. It was just, I didn't want to have to go onto their like Amazon store and just, because like that's where they wanted me to pick the book for rather than Play, and just like pick out a book for them to send it to me. Because it is a charity. So it sort of made me feel bad at the time. But looking back, I'm like, no, they shouldn't be advertising books as being like new when they're selling them straight for a charity shop.
World of Books is the one that's listed for like 1 pence.
Aye. But no on Play, obviously.
No on Play. I get a lot of my books for there. What's it
Like,
work
on
out
Play,
like
obviously, like, they sell
£2
them more than 1 pence.
£2.80 including postage or something.
Aye.
But that's still really good.
It is. Like, the books are still readable, it's not really a problem. It's not as if it's like books I was desperate to get. When I'm desperate to get a book, I buy it new, obviously.
You see, like with a book, I think, like, obviously the spine's gonna get bent when you read the fucking thing.
Ah, that's fine.
Right?
But
Or,
like, the front cover being ripped.
The only thing I would be like, fuck you and send it back, is if you were like halfway through the first chapter, and then pages 15 to 25 were missing.
Aye.
And then, like, I would be livid. Or imagine if it was like till the last chapter, and just like 8 pages for the last chapter.
That would fucking piss me off. Seriously.
But like, it's a great thing. Like, books for that price.
It is, but like, they should list them properly. Like, see if they'd said average or like poor condition or whatever, I would have probably still bought them. Because it was so cheap, but...
And it's a charity. But it's like, I don't know, how many books have you got in your house that you will never read again?
I'll never read again.
Aye, like, know your collections. Like, obviously you might have like all the Discworld books or all the Tolkien books or whatever. But like,
just the ones I'll never read again.
Books you read and maybe like enjoyed, but you would never read again. Biographies, things like that.
About 400, probably.
And they're just sitting there unread, unloved. Like, the gift of knowledge.
But I can't be bothered putting them all up on Amazon.
So you should donate them.
So what, I donate them? Probably what I'll end up donating them. I would like to sell them. I mean, that's what I do with my Xbox games, innit?
You make a small fortune.
I do make a small fortune.
At least $4.99.
At least,
Like, I've sold, I think, 3, 4 things online.
Is that it?
Like, I listed other things, but they never sold.
Like all those Xbox games? Did they not sell?
No, like, the last Xbox game I listed was Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
See, I've only got 2 left up for listing just now. I think I've got 172 quid in my play trade funds.
The day after I listed it, they announced Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Lovely.
So that was it, I could never get rid of it. It's a good game, but obviously, like, I had heard on the forums and that they're going to be making an Ultimate version and what did that.
You still got it?
I've still got it, aye. You remember, like, back when you had the Mega Drive?
Well, it wasn't really a Mega Drive for me, but aye.
Like, back in that sort of day, though, early 90s, or when we had the Master System, and you had like 8 games in total, and you amassed them like over a number of years, but that was it. Your collection was 8 games, and you had to love each game.
You did.
Whether they were like a bit iffy, like Shadow of the Beast, or they were fantastic, like Alex the Kid.
Shadow of the Beast was a fucking cunt of a game though, because the first level, if you just like went the way the beast was facing, which is right, you would go across that screen for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and nothing would happen. If you turn to the left, you'll be going across the screen for a few minutes and then you'll go into a cave. But you start the game facing right.
Well, because
every
you
game
always
goes right.
started facing right, that was the thing back then.
So they shouldn't make you go left. And if you do go right, there should be something along there rather than just.
Well, there is. I think I'm remembering the Master System version. It might have been the like the Commodore or the Amiga version, but I'm sure like if you go to the right, you can go down like ladders or manholes or whatever they are, like holes in the ground, and into stages there.
I've never noticed them. I didn't play it for very long.
A really hard game though.
Like, the SNES was when I started getting more than just like the 8 games or whatever. I think the Master System, I got to loan a lot of games off my mum's pal's mum. So I had
and then
like,
I sold you a lot.
Aye. But like, the only games I really remember are Moonwalker, Chuck Rock,
was
Alex
brilliant.
the Kid, and Sonic, and that was my 4 games really. That was all I really played in the Master System. There was another game as well where it was as if you were like a wee fish, but it wasn't exactly a fish. It looked like a fish. I think it was like might have been a wee man or whatever, and you would kind of float through all these fucking levels like shooting stuff, and then upgrade your weapons and whatever at the end of each level.
James Pond.
It was not James Pond.
Are you sure? Because
I'm
the first
positive.
James Pond you were underseas, the second James Pond you were Robocop, and the third James Pond you were on the moon.
I played James Pond, it wasn't that. It was something completely different, I just don't remember the name of it at all. I knew at the time, like nobody else ever spoke about it, but people spoke about James Pond. It was just, I don't know. It'd be nice to think that.
2, right? And there was I don't know if you're familiar with the setting of James Pond 2, but it's basically you're outside Santa's factory,
Right.
and it's been taken over by like evil people,
Elves.
and you've got like evil toys, and you've got to free them. But when we had the Commodore 64, they used to do cover tapes, and it would be like full games and demos on the tape.
Right.
So you'd put the cassette in, load up the James Pond demo, and instead of the outside of Santa's factory being like the what would you call it, like the hub, like where you can choose to go into each stage, like it would be like just a mass of monsters running at you. I don't know if it was a bug in the way the demo loaded or whatever, but it would be like it was like Contra levels of hardness. So like when we got it for the Master System, I was like, what happened to all the bad guys? But they were still there. As soon as you went into the stage, it was like it was a real trial and error sort of game. But they were back then, platformers and stuff like that.
A lot of them were, I remember one for the SNES. It was called Plock. Amazing game, and it needed a lot of trial and error. Like there was parts of the game where like obviously you can go through it like a normal platformer, just going through like A to B, like working your way across the screen or whatever. But there was parts of it where you couldn't do it within the time limit, and you'd have to like do a special stage where you're like, on a bike or whatever and reach the end of that stage in order to like progress and stuff to make it quicker. Or like Plock would fight, be like throwing his arms and legs at things. Right, so like if you throw all your arms and legs, you're just bouncing about until they come back to you. Which is really fucking irritating when you're doing a boss level.
I remember a game like that.
Clock was fucking awesome, honestly. Anybody that's got a fucking SNES now should try and buy it.
Well, that's the thing I was gonna say, like you had those 8 games back on the Master System. And you loved them all equally. Now we've got the Xbox and all the PS3, whoever's got a PS3, and you have like 100 games just sitting, and you've probably only played 50 of them tops.
Maybe not 100, but aye.
And it's, oh well no, because you sell them on. I can't sell the games that I've not played because I might play them.
Well, that was the
I can't sell the games that I've played because fucking like they're my Master System collection basically. They're my solid lot of good games.
I used to grudge trading games in. I didn't like doing it because I'd played them for ages and I loved them. I wouldn't trade them in, but now I play an Xbox game and I complete it and whatever, and I sell it on. And I don't know if it's just because like, I'm buying my own games, so I know like how expensive they are or whatever.
Aye.
So I want to make money back for them. Or if it's just because the games, they're not meant to be loved as much anymore, are they?
Well, that's it, they're sort of... Like, no to say they didn't have FIFA Soccer 96, FIFA Soccer 97.
Sensible Football, that was the game we won in. Sensible Soccer,
Sensible Soccer was amazing.
Sorry, aye. It was good.
But like, and obviously they had like Road Rash 2, Road Rash 3.
Aye.
But they were the only...
Road Rash was brilliant though.
They were the only sort of ones you would trade in. Like you would trade in FIFA for the next year's FIFA. You would trade in Road Rash for the next Road Rash. You would never trade in Sonic for Sonic 2.
I didn't start trading in games until I got the N64. And after I traded them in, I really regretted it. I don't know why, but I kept Zelda, WCW Revenge, and ECW Hardcore Revolution were the only games I kept, and the only reason I kept ECW is because they wanted to give me like £2 for it.
Part of the thing though was that cartridge games were still really, really expensive.
They were, right.
And like that's probably why we had our collection at 8 as well. But like you can buy a game for £4 nowadays.
Like I didn't start really getting a collection of games until the SNES, and that was only like maybe a couple of years after I had the SNES because Blockbuster started selling them for £2 for £5.
X rentals.
So that was when I got like Secret Evermore and whatever, which is quite an expensive game to buy these days.
Well, that's when I think it was like I got the PlayStation, and that was when basically it was like you discovered the pre-owned market basically. Was like you could get these games for £20 instead of 40.
I got the original Final Fantasy VII game for $12.99. I'm not quite sure how much it is these days.
I will say though that when we had the Commodore, and it was like a big jump going for the Commodore to the Master System, because Commodore games you could get like they had budget games, right? And it didn't mean that they were bad games. It just meant they cost £3 or something like that. So like all the Dizzy games and things like that. And so you could get we had a lot of tapes. But like when you got to the Master System, then it was like full price games again. And they did have full price games for the Commodore as well, games that came across like 2-3 tapes.
Well, I had games for my SNES, obviously, but the first game that I actually got bought for me new was Donkey Kong Country, and it was $64.99.
It was you had to remortgage your house back then if you wanted to play Donkey Kong.
$64.99. It was fucking ridiculous.
But that was Nintendo's habit of adding chips onto the cartridge for the purpose of whatever they needed.
It was worth the money though. You wouldn't pay that for a game these days because you're only going to play it for like a few weeks or whatever. But back then, that game, like me and my mate who stayed a few doors down, we played that every fucking day.
And it didn't look like anything else out there.
Donkey and Diddy.
Like it was a platformer, but it didn't look like the hand-drawn platformers.
We'd sit there for hours, man.
It didn't look like the pixel-based platformers at all. But then, like, Nintendo also did that with like Star Fox, Starving, Mario Kart as well had chips on it. There's a lot of games had chips to do like graphics-based stuff. And even though it was like £60 odd, it worked out better than what Sega tried, which was the 32X. Like this day, better graphics, force everybody to buy something at £120 when the Saturn's coming out in a year.
Donkey Kong Country is the most expensive game I've ever bought. Which is ridiculous considering how many advanced we are these days.
I think, so you say we're more advanced, I would rather play Donkey Kong Country than like probably
Halo.
The majority of Xbox games.
I'd rather play it than Halo. You were on the phone to me when I tried to work my way through Halo. It is the shittiest, most horrible fucking blocky game on Xbox, and I don't know why it's got such a following. It's fucking ridiculous. You could have had that in the fucking PS1. Why do people love it so much?
Like that was the third Halo. And previous Halos had been like, holy shit, console multiplayer FPS. You know what I mean? And that was, I guess, the next step. I don't know, it's weird because it's not like the Xbox was massive. Like, you never really heard people speaking about owning the original Xbox.
No.
Aside for Grant. I didn't know anybody.
My wee cousin had one, but like he got everything. He had a PS2 as well.
I think that's also the weird thing to do. Like when you had a console back then, you had that fucking console. And if you really wanted a new console, it was like, right, you don't get any games for a year. And on your birthday, you get the console. Because it was the price of like 4 games. So I knew it's like everybody's got fucking... Even Carlin's got the PS3 and the Wii.
Is he not a bit young for the PS3?
Oh well, it's in the living room.
Well, this was like the conversation I was having with Heather the other day. I was like, Wayne's just grow up so fast these days.